Good morning, everyone. Today we shall see one more lab program, knapsack problem. So, lab program number 6 is implement a knapsack problem using dynamic method as well as greedy method. In the uh, class already we have solved these two problems, knapsack problem using these two methods. Today we shall see the program regarding this. See, although it is two programs are there, we have clubbed them and we have made a single program. Two different methods or functions will be calling. One function for dynamic programming solution, another for greedy solution. Okay, same program. In the same program, we will be implementing both the techniques for our particular knapsack problem. And the program is really simple, very simple program. Anyhow, you have studied how to solve an knapsack problem. So I will not explain the concept again, but I will explain the example along with these two methods. Before that, let's see the program. First, let's see the program and check the output, and then I will explain the program. So this is the program. First, I will just view the input. It is asking for number of items. I will say 4 items. And the knapsack size, that is the container size, which holds the items. Okay, knapsack capacity I'm giving 5. And it is asking enter weight of all the items. I will enter weight one by one. So enter profit of all the items. So we shall enter the profits one by one. And you can see we got the output. As I said, same program for both the greedy method as well as dynamic programming method. For both, it is showing the output. You can see the output. The table is the solution for dynamic programming method. Whatever table we get when we solve it, that table itself we are displaying here. Same table we have got here as output. And for this knapsack solution is, you can see maximum capacity profit you will get is 7 using dynamic method. Maximum profit we are going to get using the greedy method is also 7. Okay, so both are giving the same results. Total profit, maximum profit we are going to get is 7. And which are the items that are selected? 1100 means item number 1 and 2 are selected. Here also solution vector is nothing but which items in the given list of items has been selected. 110 means here also in the greedy method also it is giving the same solution. That is, it has selected the item 1 and 2. So using both methods, we are getting the same results. That is, first and second items we are selecting for our solution. First and second method means profit will be 3 and 4. So total profit is 7. And you can see 1 and 2, item 1 and 2 is weight is 2 and 3. So total weight is 5. Our bag can hold the total weight of 5. So that is the weight. One other combination was if you have selected fourth item, weight will be 5, but the profit will be 6. So that's not a good solution. So whatever these two answer we have got, that is the best solution. You can give some other input and check for the solution. You'll get the same answer. So I'll just start the program. Here, everything is included under one class, that is KSAC and knapsack. So that is the main class. Main is also inside that class itself. So from the main, we shall start executing. Create an object. First, I will be calling read function. And as I said, we have different functions for dynamic method as well as greedy method. First, I will call dynamic dysac function. That function will create this matrix, solution matrix, and dy items. You know that in dynamic method, first thing is we'll get the matrix. That is profit, maximum profit value we'll get. And then from that matrix, you have to select the items. So to select the items, we'll call this function dy items. These two functions are related to dynamic method. Greedy method, only one function, that is greedy sac. We'll be calling greedy sac function. It will give us the solution using greedy method. Okay, first we shall see greedy method because it's very simple, and then we shall see the dynamic functions. Read function. In read function, what are the things you need to read? First thing is enter number of items. So that value I will store in the variable n. Okay, enter number of items. It will be stored in n. Next, weights. I have created an array weight, and to store the profit, I have created an array profit. Okay, first number of items you have to read, and size of knapsack, that is stored in the variable m. Okay, number of items n, size of knapsack m, and weight array, profit array. W is weight array, P is profit array. Same thing we have done here. M is knapsack size m, and m1, same value I am copying it to m1 because two methods, you have to find out solution using two methods. So I will be requiring those values again. For that reason, I have again stored it in m1 as well, m and m1 as well. Next, enter weight of all the items. So inside the for loop, you will be reading the weights one by one. Okay, from I is equal to 1 to n number of times, you will read weights, and then profit you will read 1 to n number of times. So that is 2, 3, 4, 5 weights. Profit is 3, 4, 5, 6. Profit you will read. So weights are present in W array. Profit is present in P array. Okay. So that's all about read function, a simple function. Then we shall see the greedy function. Okay, greedy knapsack. Here, few variables we are initializing. Sum is equal to 0. That is, sum will hold the profit of entire sack. Okay. So initially it is 0. And you know that in greedy knapsack, we'll take the ratio. Okay. So that ratio will be stored in the variable ratio and ratio array. And one more array, solution array we are taking. Solution array is nothing but solution of 1 is equal to, if it is set to 1, that means we have considered item 1. Solution of 2 is equal to 1 means we have considered item 2 for our final solution. So solution array keeps track of the items which has been considered for the final solution. Okay, solution of 1, solution of 2. If all the values are 0, then none of the items has been considered. So first and foremost step in greedy knapsack is you have to find out the ratio. Ratio of each and every item. Ratio of what? Profit divided by weight. Okay, ratio of first item is equal to profit of first item divided by weight of first item. See, I 1 to n number of times it will find out the ratio. So its ratio will be present in this array ratio. Okay, same thing. What we have done manually, same thing we are doing it programmatically. Once you find out the ratio, Then these following instructions will be executed that I will show in the presentation. So this is our given task. Number of items is equal to 4. Capacity, knapsack capacity is 5. Weights are 2, 3, 4, 5. Profit along with the weights are 3, 4, 5, 6. And 4 objects are there. X1, X2, X3, X4 is nothing but solution. Okay. If this is 1, 1, 0, 0 means solution of 1 is 1, solution of 2 is 1. That means these 2 items are selected, these 2 are not selected. That is what we have to find out. First, using greedy method. In the program already we calculated the ratio, profit divided by weight. Okay, ratio of 1 is nothing but 3 divided by 2. Ratio of 2 is 4 divided by 3. So ratio is calculated like this. Ratio of 1, ratio of 2, ratio of 3, and ratio of 4. In the program also we are doing the same thing. Okay, ratio you have calculated. Next. See, first manually how you are going to select. First I will select this item. If I have selected first object, okay, its weight is 2. Knapsack capacity is 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. Remaining count is 3. Remaining weight is 3. Next, I will select next item. Okay, I will select this item. If you select that item, weight is 3. So 3 minus 3 is 0. Remaining weight is 0. So we have selected first 2 items. Is it clear? See, we are doing that using the highest profit over weight ratio. So only these 2 items. Remaining knapsack capacity is now 0 because weight has already become 5. Our capacity was 5. So that is the solution. Okay, item 1 and 2 are selected. 3 and 4 are not selected. That is how we solve manually. Now we shall see programmatically. So in the program, up to here we saw, okay, we have calculated ratio of each and every item. Now this for loop will start for int q is equal to 1. Okay, from here it will start. Profit we have, weight we have, ratio already calculated. In M1, a knapsack capacity is present. This is the solution array. At the end of this for loop, for int q1, this for loop, here we should get the solution. Solution of 1, 2, 3, 4. It will indicate which items have been selected for the to store in the knapsack. Okay, so ratio is present in the ratio array. Now we shall start with the program. Initialize max to 0. Okay, this variable will initialize to 0 and one variable we have taken. For int I is equal to 1 to n. Okay, for int I is equal to 1 to n. If ratio of I, that is first value, ratio of 1 greater than max. What is max value? Max value is 0. And ratio of I, yes, it is greater than max. 1.5 is greater than max. And solution of I should be 0. Solution of 1 is 0. If that is the case, max is equal to ratio of I. And k is equal to I. See, this it will select for all the items. It will check for all the items. 1 to n items, it will check. Okay, ratio of 1 is greater than max. Yes, correct. 1.5 is greater than max. So that new value of max will be 1.5. Okay, new value of max will be 1.5. When it will be 1.5? When k is equal to 1. So k value is 1. Next, it will check for second element. Its ratio is 1.3. 1.3 greater than max? No. So this this condition fails. Next, for third items, 1.2 greater than max, no. Again, this condition fails. For fourth item, ratio 1.2 greater than max, no, it is not greater than max. So we'll come out of the for loop. When you come out of the for loop, max value is 1.5 for which, so among these four items, ratio of first item is highest. That is profit divided by weight ratio of the first element is highest. So that means that definitely we have to consider this item into the knapsack. But before considering that, we have to check the weight of that item, whether this weight will fit into the bag or not. So we know the capacity of knapsack is present in M1 variable. So M1, if M1 greater than W of K is 1, okay, its weight is 2, M1 is 5 greater than 2. So this condition is true. This condition is true. So we have found the first solution. Solution of K is equal to 1. That is, solution of 1 is equal to 1. This will be set to 1. This is set to 1 means we have considered this first item into the bag. If you consider this item into the bag, what is the remaining weight? M1 was original weight. M1 is equal to M1 minus 2. Okay. Weight of first item is 2. So M1 minus 2. Remaining weight should be 3. And sum is equal to, what is the profit we are going to get if you consider the first element? Profit we are going to get is sum is equal to sum plus P of K. That is, sum was 0. Now it will become 3. So in the table, profit divided by weight ratio was highest for the first element. So we are considering that first element into the bag and its weight is 2. Profit we are going to get is 3. So we'll go for the next solution. Okay, else is not executed. We'll go to the next iteration. So solution of 1 is equal to 1. Remaining weight is 3. Profit is 3. Okay, M1 is remaining weight of capacity of the bag. M1 is 3. Solution of 1 will become 1. Next, we'll go to next iteration. Okay, in the next iteration, again, we will start from here. Max is initialized to 0, K is 0. Now, solution of 1 is 1. So this is over. This item has already been considered into the bag. Next, if int I is equal to 1, see int I is equal to 1, this condition fails. Solution of 1 is not 0. So int I is equal to 1 will not work. I is equal to 2. Ratio of 2, 1.3 greater than max. Max is 0. So obviously it is greater than 0. So new max value is 1.3. K value is 2. When I is equal to 2, we'll get the new max value, that is 1.3. It will check for next item. 1.2 greater than max? No, it is not greater. 1.2 is fourth item is also not greater than. Ratio is not greater than second item. So we'll come out of this. If M1 is the remaining weight, that is 3. Okay. If M1 is greater than weight of K is 3. Greater than or equal. They both are equal. So solution of K is equal to 1. That is, we are considering this second item into the bag. Solution of K means solution of 2 is equal to 1. Because remaining bag will hold this value. Okay, so we'll make it as 1. M1 is equal to M1 minus WK. That is 3 minus 3, it will be 0. Sum is equal to sum plus profit. Previous sum was 3. Now profit of second item is 4. So sum is equal to 7. Remaining weight is 0. So in our bag, we cannot hold the remaining items. So it will be 0. Is it clear? So from the iteration, from the program, we have come across 2 items. If we select these 2 items, our bag can be filled because their total weight will be 5. and profit we are going to get is 7. Okay, total profit is 7, and items that we have stored is solution 1 and 2. So this will be set to 1. So we selected 2 items. So it will finish the iterations and we'll come to the final print statement. Solution with greedy method is total sum it will print. Sum is nothing but 7 here. Profit, that's a profit using greedy method what we got. And solution vector is, it will print this solution array. That is, it will print 1100. 1100 indicates first 2 items we have selected. First 2 items we have selected 1100. Is it clear? So this is the program for greedy method. Knapsack using greedy method. Okay, very simple program. Just few basic calculations, and whatever we have done manually, same is done through the programming. Is it clear? Knapsack using the greedy method. Next, I will continue the program. Knapsack for using dynamic method. In dynamic method, we have to create one table. Okay, so the table I'm calling it here as B of B. Okay, matrix B. In program, it is name is different, matrix. Okay, so this is the matrix. First, we will initialize first column, first row to 0, and first column values to 0. Manually also we have solved it like this. So that's in program also we'll be doing that. We'll initialize to 0, first row values and first column values. And row column is indicated by the values I, rows are indicated by the value W. Okay, in program it is I and J. Here manually this table was already there. So row values are indicated by the value W. Column values are indicated by the value I. So these are the 4 items. Weight is 2, profit is 3, weight 3, profit 4, weight 4, profit 5, and weight 5, profit 6. So this is the task using dynamic method. See, the flow will be in the program also, flow will be similar to this manual solution. So I will solve it here. First, we are going to consider the first item. That is, its weight is 2 and profit is 3. So I is equal to 1. I is equal to 1 means now we are in the column 1. Okay, first iteration. We are in the column 1. VI indicates the profit. Okay, now profit is 3 if you consider this first item, and its weight is 2. WI indicates the weight of that first item. W is equal to 1 means row 1. As I said, row value is indicated by W. So we are in the first row, first column. I is equal to 1. W is equal to 1 means we are trying to fill this position in the matrix. We'll check for one condition. W minus Wi. Okay, what is the value? It is minus 1. It should be greater than 0. But it is minus 1. If it is minus 1, okay, if Wi is less than W, then item cannot be placed in the box. Okay, so that is not the solution. So if that is the case, see, obviously weight of this first item is 2. Here this column value 1 indicates the weights. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 weights of the bag. So this weight, item weight is 2. It cannot be placed in the first place. Okay, so if that is the case, we'll write this 0 as it is. This condition is false. Okay, this condition is false. So we'll go to else part. B of IW is equal to, that is 1 comma 1 is equal to B of I minus 1. That is previous 0, whatever is there, that we'll write here as it is. I minus B of I minus W is nothing but 1, the previous row. I is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. So we'll go to previous row, whatever value is there, that we'll write as it is. Okay, that's the first iteration. In the second iteration, W value will be 2. See, these are instructions will be same. I value is same, okay, because we are in the same row. Okay, I value, oh, sorry, I explained in the reverse order. I is row value, W is column value. Okay, W is the J value, that is column value. I is row value, we are in the same first row. I value will be 1. When I value is 1, we will be in the first item itself, just first item. I is 2 means we will be considering both the items. I is 3 means we will be considering 3 items. I is 4 means we will consider all the 4 items. Now we are just considering first item. I is 1. W is 2 means we are in the second row. And what is Wi? Wi is also 2, W is also 2. So this condition will become true. That is Wi is equal to W. Then that means that we can place the first item here. Okay, because weight is 2. Then what is the profit of first item? That is 3. So 3 value will write here. That is indicated in this condition. Okay. If VI plus, that is profit plus 3 plus 0. Okay, 3 plus 0 is greater than this value. Yes, these two are greater than this value. So we'll write 3 here. Okay, we'll write 3 here. See, this instruction has been written according to the algorithm. Okay, that is VI is profit is 3 plus 0, this value. If it is greater than this value, then we'll write it here. So 3 we'll write here. Next, I will be 1 itself. W is equal to 3. W is equal to 3 means rest of the things will remain same. Only we are in the first item. So we'll write the 3 as it is. Again, W is equal to 4. We'll write the same item here also. W is equal to 5. We'll write 3 same. Okay, same instruction will be executed. Next, we'll go to second row. I is equal to 2. Now we can consider both the items, these two items. In the first iteration, you can see W minus Wi is minus 2. So when it is negative, we'll place the previous row items as it is. Next, in the next iteration, W minus Wi, you can see minus 1 here. If it is less than 0, we'll place this item as it is. So 3 we'll write as it is. Now when weight is 3, okay, when Wi is equal to 3, W minus Wi is 0. That means we'll not write it as it is. We'll write Vi, that is 4 plus 0. That is 4 we are going to write. That is, we'll consider second item. So its value will be 4. When weight is 4, again, we'll consider write it 4 it is. No changes there. And when you come to here, 5, W is 5. Next, what we are going to do is this 4 plus 3 we'll add, we'll write 7 here. That is knapsack capacity is weight 5. Then we can place both these items in the bag. If you place both the items in the bag, profit will be 7. Okay. 3 plus 4 will add these two items together and we'll write 7 here. That is, we have considered both the items. That is what it is doing here. VI is profit is 4. B of I minus 1, W minus I is previous value. So this 3 plus 4 will add, we'll write 7 here. Okay. Next, we'll go to third item. Third item means you can consider 1 to 3. All these 3 items we'll consider now. First iteration, minus you will get 1 to 3. Here, all these 3 iterations you can see here, minus, minus, minus we'll get. So we'll write those 3 items as it is. Next, fourth item, Okay, weight is 4, then you can weight is 4 means you can place this third item, that is 5. Next, weight is 5 means okay, we'll place this item as it is because that is the maximum item. Next, last iteration 1 to 4, you'll get these negative values. Okay, we'll get this negative values, so we'll write them as it is. For the final item, it will check. We'll have one more item now. It will check. Either we can place this here, but profit will be 6, or we can add these two items and place, profit will be more. So we'll add that final item. So at the end of iteration, whatever value we have in this final location, that is the maximum profit that we are going to get using this dynamic approach. Okay, final value in that final box, whatever is there, that is the maximum profit we are going to get. That is our final solution. Okay, whatever value is present in the final box, that is the maximum profit we are going to get among these 4 items. Okay, see, that is the first part of the NACSAP using a dynamic approach. That is maximum profit we have found out. Next step is we have to find out which are the 2 items that has led to this maximum profit. That we have to find out. First, we shall see the program for this table generation. So dynamic SAC is the function which will create the table for us. So we'll come to dynamic SAC function. Before that, a few values W and P, weight and profit. We know that we have used already. F is the matrix, that is the table. Whatever table we are talking about, that table here it is represented with F. So initialize the table F, and you can see here F of ij, that weight of I greater than 0. See these 3, if else, that is nothing but what we have used here. Okay, this if else. So same thing is implemented in the program. Okay, that is why these instructions I have explained here with respect to each row and column values. Okay, in the program I will not again explain. I will take out each and every instruction and will explain. That is why I have written those steps here separately and explained it. Okay, same thing. So those steps are repeated here again and again. If, else, if, and else. These 3 instructions will do all those tasks. So at the end of this iteration, F is the table which will have this solution. Okay. So this is the table which will have the solution that we are going to print. Okay, solution table of dynamic method, whatever table we have got, we'll print it as it is. Okay, to for loop I and j values, we'll go on displaying the elements of this F table. And solution with dynamic method, as I said, final value in the box, that is F of n and m. That is 4th row and 5th column value. N value is 4, m value is 5. 4th row and 5th column value, whatever is there, that is our solution. So this is our solution that will display finally. Okay, solution with dynamic method. That is the maximum profit we'll get using dynamic method is that value. Next, we have to find out the items in the which are the items that has led to this maximum profit. You can see here only one if loop is there, else loop is there. Okay, and solution array. Solution array is nothing but it will, if it is set to 1, if particular place in the array is set to 1 means that item we have considered as solution. You can see what we are doing in the solution array. We are comparing two elements. Okay, I has this for loop has started from n and it will go up to 0, up to 1. Okay, n to 1 it will go. I minus minus is there. F of I is nothing but n m. It will be compared with the previous row value I minus 1 m. Okay, if they are not equal, if they are equal, it will go to next two items. Then it will compare. It will compare until these two items are not equal. Okay, it will start comparing. If they are not equal, solution of in whichever place you get that inequality, that is set to 1. That is, see, that is the first part of the program algorithm. Next part is that is b of ik should not be equal to b of I minus 1 k. So that is in the if loop we are checking that whether these two items are not equal. So in the first iteration they are equal. Next it will compare these two items. In the again they are equal. Next it will compare these two items. Now they are not equal. If they are not equal, this is our first solution. Okay, solution of 2 is equal to 1. That is item 2 is selected. In the program you can see solution of 2 is equal to 1. That will be set to 1. Okay, solution of 2 is equal to 1. Then weight is equal to weight minus W of I. That is second item weight, it will be solved. Next iteration, again it will continue. Next, what it will check is, it will check whether these two items are, previous was 3, so 3 and its previous element it will check. If they are different, then this is also one of the solution. Okay, so item 1 and item 2 are selected. Solution of solution of 2 was 1, next solution of 1 is 1. So solution vector is, it will print solution array, that is item 1 and 2 will be set to 1 1, other items will be 0. Is it clear? Dynamic method is also very easy. Only thing is you should be careful about this condition, if else if and else. Okay, math function we have used maximum item among this. See, same thing, whatever is there in the presentation, same formula is implemented here. Okay, if you manage, if you can write this one properly, remaining thing is just display information. Okay, solution table will print and we'll select the items, comparing the item with the previous item. We'll go on comparing in the reverse order. When they are not equal, we'll select that as solution and we'll print the solution array which contains the item count. So this is the output you are going to get. We'll print the solution matrix of the using dynamic method, and then we'll print the item that has been selected. Okay, items that are selected using dynamic method and items that are being selected using greedy method, and maximum profit in dynamic method and maximum profit in greedy method. Is it clear? So this is knapsack problem using dynamic as well as greedy approach. Okay. Okay. If you have any doubts, just play the slides again. Go through the solution and trace the program. You'll get the solution. It is simple and straightforward. So that is about knapsack problem. For this example, item we are going to get is 1 and 2. Okay. Thank you.